Hi, my name is Thomas Grip, and I'm one of the co-founders of Frictional Games. I worked with engine code, gameplay code, design, and many other things for Amnesia. In my commentaries, I will mainly focus on the design behind the different parts of the game. I hope you'll enjoy them. The name of this level is Rainy Hall, and it's supposed to be a combination of atmosphere setter and tutorial for the player. We wanted the player to start the game in a slow way so they could settle in and get used to how the game works. Amnesia is not a game with constant action happening all the time, and we wanted to have a constrained map where the player gets used to this. The only thing you need to do is to follow the track and get to the end of the level. Also, following tracks is something that becomes very useful in later levels, so we try to teach players this from the start.
Oh my god. My mic wasn't plugged in, so you missed all of my great commentary. Oh man. No, man.
This is one of the first level that we created for the game, and it was initially part of the archives level, which we will reach in a bit. Amnesia started out with a pretty different design, and when we redesigned it, the maps did not fit. This caused us to split them up and scatter them out. So in the first design, after this corridor, the archives level was supposed to follow, and the room lying there now was built much later. In fact, the first designs did not have Daniel waking up with an amnesia at all, and it was actually added later on. In the first story draft, Daniel still had hidden memories, but he was unaware of this at the start of the story. However, as we redesigned things, we found the waking up with amnesia thingy, although a bit cliché, much more fitting.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Hi
Good.
there, my name is Visual. I'm mostly a tool programmer, level scripter at times, and perhaps the main reason why the rest of the core team at Fictional Games is pretty much forced to speak English at our internal meet, as I am the only non-Swede here. Now, what a Spaniard is doing with a bunch of Swedish guys is a whole different story we won't be discussing today. By the way, I will be talking mostly about tools and scripting, if you like. The editors themselves went through a lot of design changes during the development. Not that many in visual appeal as in internal stuff, like data structures and handling. This happened mostly because at the beginning we only knew the basic stuff that needed to be in them, and as they grew in features and functionality, they started to kind of fall apart, mostly due to my big lack of previous experience in projects like this. Right now, aloud what the hell still sounds in my head when I look at some parts of the code, but I am still proud of them. It can also get a bit buggy at times, but hopefully this won't happen again in the future, and I already got some nice ideas for the next iteration of the tool.
That's nice. Don't know what the fuck that guy was saying, but so good. Oh no, it's an earthquake.
Nineteenth of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there'll be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. One last thing. His shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Exactly what I want to do. Get arrested in. Oh no! What do I do now? I haven't gotten that far in the tutorial.
Hello everyone, my name is Mikael and I'm the writer for Amnesia, The Dark Descent.
Hello, Mikhail.
I think we can all feel the story kick-starting as we finish the letter from Daniel. The game itself is just filled with confusion, and I think we're really doing the player a service keeping it simple in the beginning. Basically try to take your revenge on Alexander, that is the premise of the game. You don't really need to dive any deeper than that, but hoping that the player will care about the story, they have the entire game in front of them to decide if they think killing Alexander is justified or not.
I don't know where I'm going. I'm dying. Tell me where to go, Mikhail. If you can't do that, what are you even good for? Got it. Thanks for nothing, Mikhail. Yeah. Brown things. Oh my gosh, brown things. Oh my lord. Look at all these commentary things.
Hello, my name is Mark Nikander. I'm a 3D artist and level creator at fictional games. I started out as a helper during Penumbra Overture, and I was finally hired.
You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. What did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
Oh wow.
Hello,
Continue.
my name is Mark Nikander. I'm a 3D artist and level creator at fictional games. I started out as a helper during Penumbra Overture, and I was finally hired as a full-time artist in the later part of Penumbra Black Plague.
Interesting.
The entrance hall was first shown in our first gameplay trailer, and while the layout hasn't changed much, the details certainly have. We build our levels from sets of pieces, in this case, the custom-based set. While the carefully planned set pieces made level building very easy, the levels became very similar, and we had to make special pieces to the levels. Now, 1.5 years later, the special pieces make up about half of the pieces in the custom-based set, and we made changes to incorporate these objects into the earlier levels. An example of this can be seen if you compare the hole in the roof now with the one from the first trailer. The new roof was made in the middle of the project, when you built level 9 back hall. A special version was made to give the roof hole in the entrance hall more depth and detail.
Oh wow.
Scattered throughout the game, you can see some signs written in Latin. The reason for using it is that it was considered a language of culture and science, as most scientific and philosophy authors wrote their works and treatises in it. As we are dealing with a castle dwelled by a pretty smart guy that has been around since the Renaissance period, Latin all around the place was something we should expect. Being the only guy in the team that had a direct contact with Latin, in high school to be more precise, well, it was
No,
kind of
thanks.
logical that any translation to be done would have my name on it. Translating stuff into Latin was kind of strange and fantastic to do. At first I had a classic Latin dictionary, so if I had to translate any modern term, I would have to track its etymology down to the Latin equivalent, or look for a synonym or similar expression that had a direct translation. Then I had the luck to come across some dictionary for modern stuff online that addressed most of this stuff for a huge lot of terms, so it couldn't have come in a better time.
Yeah, just give
Some
it a
days I
Google
would have
next time.
Sebastian
Yeah,
dropping a
that
list
okay.
of 9 or so entries to be translated. And before finding this dictionary, it was quite a lot of work. On a side note, we even had a choose your Latin poll on a couple entries, just to pick the one that sounded better for everyone. Results were pretty unanimous, by the way. For some final words on this, I must confess that, while I was pretty good at this in high school, that was like 15 years ago. So right now I'm not 100% sure translations are correct at all, but I took the time to make them at least plausible. So my apologies go in advance to any Latin guru out there playing the game, as I myself get on the verge of losing my temper when I see stuff like this obviously made up.
Okay. I was gonna say, you know, give it a Google, just look it up.
If you haven't followed our development blog back when it started, you might have missed one of the biggest changes in our production pipeline. 2 years back, we started a toolset side project to ease and speed up the creation of content for the game. I'd say the level editor, which is what we, or more specifically Jens, Mark and Marcus, have used to build all the halls and corridors you are walking through right now, is the big star of the pack. Its workings in a nutshell, while all the models and assets are actually made in software like Maya or Blender, everything geometry-wise in the levels is put together in it. Then lighting and sweep details like decals on top are added in. While this approach might sound simple, really nice stuff can come out from it, as you can see in the game.
This is one of the many hub levels in the game, and this is a design concept that we started out with in Penumbra. The idea is to give the player some freedom on where to go, but at the same time give a clear objective. In this level, the slime obstacle is a thing that the player needs to get past, and all other levels then have things needed to do so. The slime itself is one of the few puzzles left from the initial designs, and the one I'm probably the least proud of. Now that slime appears all around, it feels a bit forced that you need to have a potion on the slime. Many testers also complained that they wanted other options in getting rid of the slime, like burning it. However, creating a potion is the central theme for this hub, so we had to let it be. I don't think it's that bad, but we probably could have redesigned it if we had time.
Oh, Hazel's a pistol. Okie doke.
The particle editor is also
Oh,
a
no.
fine part of the tool bundle,
It's this guy again.
and it is what we use to create particle effects for maps and events. We use particles to do nice effects like the flames in torches and the smoke that comes out from them. All we have to do is add one or more particle emitters, set up some parameters like starting position and speed, on all sorts of fadings in size, color or speed. It's funny how you can simulate all kinds of effects with such simple elements. I very much recommend you to try it yourself.
I will. Yeah, what? What do you want?
In early concepts, this was meant to be a sort of wine testing room and directly connected to the wine cellar. The reason for the whole wine testing thingy was that laboratories in layer levels, so a lab here as well felt kind of strange. Then things changed and only one lab was left in the design, so we changed the name to laboratory instead. The whole wine testing facility that could make dangerous acid always felt kind of strange anyway.
There should be more coop racks. Let me see. And one part aquafortis.
Neat. Gotta make an ornament and creep right in. What's this? Oh jeez. There's one. Two. Yep, that looks good to me. You are settling. Oh, okay. Okay. Delirium. Okay, whatever. Yeah, just the same thing, to be honest. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hey. No, I guess this is nothing then. Maybe they're out here. Alright, steady on, Jesus Christ. Rip. Steady on. I'm making a mess. Let me alone. Oh, what's this? That sounds heavy. Oh damn. Explain to me what I'm doing again.
In early concepts, this was meant to be a sort of wine testing room and directly connected to the wine cellar. The reason for the whole wine testing thingy was that we planned on having more laboratories in later levels, so a lab here as well felt kind of strange. And only one lab was left in the design, so we changed the name to laboratory instead. The whole wine testing facility that could make dangerous acid always felt kind of strange anyways.
Interesting. Oh damn. Let's try to find the stuff. Sorry. I wonder what that's there for. What's the practical use for a hole in the ground? Probably gonna be like out there. But I don't want to go out there. It's not a lot of effort. I don't have a torch anymore. Or a lamp. Lantern. Hello? Alright. Let's look about. Let's have a look-see. Hello. I'm looking for some stuff to make meth. Okay. Come back later. Yes, hello. Damn. I'm like Usain Bolt, but with unlimited stamina. The archives. What's down here? No sign. Oh, it's locked. Never mind. Still could use a sign though, you know. Let's look at the archives. Constantinople. Constantinople. This looks nice. Hello.
16th of
no.
May, 1839. The unflinching African sun. Later
That's
that
nice.
evening, tomorrow, I shall lead them.
Nothing. Ooh. Oh.
To finish this little overview of our tools, I must mention the material editor, available both standalone and built into the other editors. The program itself is very simple to use. You have
This
some
doesn't look
material
good.
types defined by the engine, and you can throw in textures to be used for diffuse, normal maps, height maps, as well as some variables to control specific parameters for a material type.
No.
When I was writing it, I could just stare while the preview model rotated around itself and the parallax mapping.
Thanks, Louis. I'll come back later. I'll come back some other time. There's too much darkness, and I have no oil. What have I done here? Oh no! Fleshy stuff. Son of a bitch. We'll go this way. Well, now I am bored. So I'm just gonna stop now then. Cool. Oops, bye. See you later. Bye. Cool. Bye.